I would have rather lost 3-0 in regulation. I really would have. At least then, I wouldn't have found any false optimism. I wouldn't have thought we had a chance. We're the Washington Capitals. I think that's the best comparison I can make. Tons of high-end talent up front. Not the best defense. A hot goalie in the regular season. Then we get into the playoffs and we just fall apart. At least with the Capitals, they mostly made it out of the first round during their stretch. We can't even do that. I mean, listen. Do you think I'm going to sit here and review this game? There's nothing to review. Nothing happened. There was one goal. And that was it. And it was the goal that broke this season. I mean, listen. You want me to review this game in any capacity? Congrats to Winnipeg. They came in here. They came into Edmonton knowing how to stop McDavid. They said, we're not getting embarrassed like we did in the regular season. And they tailored their game plan to that. And it worked perfectly. I mean, they didn't even need to change their offense. Their offense was the way it was. It dumped pucks in all night, cycled around in the zone, and created opportunities. And, I'm honestly surprised this was only a 1-0 hockey game where it took 65 minutes for someone to score. The Jets had a lot of good opportunities tonight, and especially in that first period, Mike Smith is the only reason that we were in that game. He was. For the second game in a row, this team showed no urgency offensively. I will say it was better than it was in game 1. There was a bit more effort. There was a bit more of a, hey, we need to score. Let's get everything together. But there still just wasn't enough. They didn't have enough. At the end of the day, Winnipeg just did a really good job defensively to shut down Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And say what you want about the guys on this team. I love some of the other guys on this team. I love Jesse Puljujarvi. I love Kelly Yamamoto. I love Josh Archibald. I love guys like that. But when McDavid and Draisaitl are not operating, no one else on this team does. The Jets knew that, have came into this playoff series, and they've done that. They've strangled the life out of this team. Not just talking offensively, but defensively, the fact that we had to make Mike Smith do as much as he did. You know what? The overtime goal was not even that good of a goal to allow. I'm not even mad at Mike Smith for that. What was he supposed to do? He had been bailing your guys' asses out all night long, and you couldn't do a thing for him. You couldn't help him at all. Because you had 3 tiers of chances tonight. That's what the Oilers have. You can take all their chances and separate them into 3 tiers. Long-range shots we knew were, maybe not even that. Just shots you knew that weren't going to go in. Fluffs on net, easy stuff. Then you have opportunities where the Jets' defense just kind of smothers it out. And then you have the opportunities where Connor Hellebuyck just has to clean up. I mean, yeah, there were a couple robberies tonight, but for the most part, this team just didn't have enough finish. Most of this team's chances tonight didn't even hit the net. Didn't even hit Hellebuyck. Didn't even go near them. Went off into the corner. Went over the top of the net. So now, we sit here with the Winnipeg Jets having a 2-0 series lead over the Edmonton Oilers. And I don't know what the rest of the fan base is thinking. I have no confidence, none, right now in this team. I don't think they can do it. What about that game tonight spoke this team can make it and win a round? I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to cheer. And I'm still going to hope. But what I am not going to do is allow what happened tonight to happen again. You're not going to get me optimistic when I have no reason to be. Congrats, Edmonton. You've cemented yourselves as a team that can't play in the playoffs. And I can't wait to address it by bringing back the same core next year. Maybe adding, I don't know, who is like a fringe top 6 option that, can be called a top 6 player on this team but really isn't. Who's the next fringe guy? This year was Dominic Cahoon. Last year was a mix of Josh Archibald, Zach Kassian. Who's it going to be this year? Who's going to be that guy that just is supposed to be somebody who can score but doesn't? Who's going to do that this year? That's obviously not the only problem, but like, if this game showed anything, it showed that this team is not hard to beat. It showed that even with Connor McDavid and even with Leon Draisaitl, if you put your mind to it, you can beat them easily. That's what this that's what this game showed. Because once McDavid and Draisaitl will shut down, nothing. Some other problems I had tonight, I don't know. Like I said, not enough urgency. Like, tons of times where you could throw the shot on net, or try and throw it on net, try and squeak it in, and nothing. They're playing like it's a regular season game, where the goal is to make the best play to get on the highlight reel. They don't. I feel, and listen, I'm even gonna blame Connor for this. There's a couple of times tonight where I think, instead of making the pass on the tight angle, he should have shot it at net. He should have thrown it on, and he should have saw what happened. Like, I hate that about this team, where it's like, okay, we've been trying this for 5 periods and it has not worked at all, so we're gonna keep trying it. This isn't math class. This isn't a situation where you need to keep trying something or else you're gonna fail. You're allowed to change the way you do things. You're allowed to switch it up a little bit. You are. It's not illegal. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, I don't even know what to say at this point. This is embarrassing. Couple notes to end this off. First things first. For Game 3, and this is the first time this season that I'm gonna be in this predicament. I will not be available, and I will not be able to record my reaction the night of. You're getting my reaction in Game 2 the night of, and for all season I've been here, sitting at this desk, whether it was over in that corner or over here, the night of, and I've given you my reaction. And for the first time this season, I'm not going to be able to do that for Game 3. I am pre-booked. I'm not going to be available. I'm not going to have a space where I can record a reaction. If I were able to, I would find a spot where I could just set up an impromptu little setup and record it, or something like that, but I'm also not going to be able to have internet access while I'm away. So I will not be recording my reaction to Game 3 on the night of. You will get it the morning of, and then later that night you'll get my reaction to Game 4. However, in its stead, tomorrow night you're going to get a little treat. For the first time this season, I'm going to be uploading a live reaction during the game. Because, this is kind of meant to prolong my suffering and torture. And so, I recorded my live reaction to the overtime goal tonight. I did. And I'm going to post that tomorrow on my channel. And it just, take it as what you will. It's what I said in real time about the goal. And, yeah. I'm not optimistic about what Game 3 is going to bring. I'm petrified to be down 2-0 going into Winnipeg. And I think that for some reason, for the second year in a row, the Oilers are going to choke this away. And no offense to Jets fans, okay? No offense to them. I know a few Jets fans on the platform. Nolan's Hockey Podcast. That channel is great. I've been watching them all season long. I love Jets fans, but listen, like going into the series, the Jets were not supposed to do this well, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so shocked. You know, like, I don't know. This sucks. This does. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure to check out tomorrow night my reaction to tonight's game and the overtime, and I'll be back on Monday afternoon to review Game 3. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Bye for now.